First of all, I'd like to thank you for watching. This is my 11th video. And the way the world is going right now, I don't know how many more videos will be put out because any day could be the end. Everything in the world is just like the Bible has prophesied. Everybody hates everybody. It is amazing. But first of all, I'd like to talk to you about the robe. I wear the robe just on the Sabbath day, or if somebody in the what I call the system, or as the Wachowski brothers call the matrix, forces me to wear it, to throw a glitch in the matrix. This is a glitch. It's so unusual to people that they just can't even listen to a message on love and compassion just by the way I look. Well, the guy they're all dependent on, who they named Jesus, this is what he looked like. He was in a scene, a son of light, a sect of Judaism called the Essenes, Pharisees, Sadducees, and Essenes. It seems like nobody has really ever heard of the Essenes. That was on purpose. That's because Rome killed them all. Because they lived in harmony. They were pure beings. They could, in Egyptian, they were called therapy. They could touch you and heal you like Jesus could do. Because he was one. They never ate meat. They never drank fermented liquid. They lived in perfect unity with each other. And that's scary to people who are trying to control your show, because they can't control the show if you know. And everything I have on also was a gift to me. I didn't ask for these things. The cap, the robe, they were all given to me by very intelligent people. The robe was a gift from a man who owns one of the largest construction companies in your world. Builds skyscrapers all over the world. Built a skyscraper in Qatar. That's where he got the robe. And he hands me the robe. Why would this man give me this robe? Now I'm going to take you out there, because what's inside of this man, what's inside of us all, is a jinn. Energy. That's the jinn. They tell you about a soul, but they don't ever tell you what a soul actually is. A soul is a spark of energy, which is a jinn. You got good jinn, you got bad jinn, you got perverted jinn, you got righteous jinn. You got every kind of jinn known to man. They have free will just like we do. But that's what's inside of you, telling you to do these things that you don't know where it comes from. All of a sudden, do it. Nudges you. Do it. Go ahead. You'll like it. Well, they're real, and they're controlling you like a puppet master. And they're very good at it. But I just want to tell you, that's where I got these things. I didn't go out trying to become this. For some reason, I am this. I can't escape it. Sometimes I wish, why did this happen to me? Because I used to be very good in that other carnal life. Very good. But now I don't even understand that life anymore. It's just bizarre to me. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about aliens. My. We're the only thing going, huh? You're getting ready to find out something way different. This year, I told you, 2018, they're coming. In fact, the Bible tells us all this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. I will bring a nation from afar. This is God telling you what's coming. From the ends of the earth. Now, if you use a little bit of that thing in between your ears, that means it's coming from a long ways away. As swift as the eagle flieth. Nothing in that time frame flew through the air. So it's coming through the air, and it's coming fast as anything they knew that went through the air. That's why they compared it to an eagle. That no one will know their language. Now, you jump on your smartphone or your box, you can decipher any language on earth. The CIA can do it in a matter of seconds. But it seems like they're not going to be able to understand these people's language because they're not people. They're extraterrestrials who are coming. And it says right in there quite plainly that they're going to eat everything on the face of the earth. And it's going to get so terrible. Excuse me for not giving you a good news gospel, because I'm a little bit tired of these good news gospels. I don't see much good news in this world. I see killing, alcoholism, everything just overdone. We need to start thinking. And maybe these things are coming to do this for a reason, because we can't stop what we're doing. Hurting innocent people. People trying to take over the world. Power is an addiction. Power corrupts totally so far. There's not one man on earth that has not been corrupted totally by power. It's an addiction, just like money. The more you have, the more you want it. The love of money. But they're coming through the air, and they're coming fast, and they're coming here to eat everything on earth. Just read Deuteronomy 28, verse 49. Now, let's flip to Revelations. I saw an angel standing in the sun, who cried to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, gather yourself together for the supper of the great God, who will eat the flesh of kings, captains, horses, and even the people riding the horses. Eat the flesh of. That to me is not disappearing, not the rapture, but that's eating flesh. Now let me say one thing about the rapture. The Bible holds no account of the rapture whatsoever. Whatsoever. You need to study where this really came from. And it was in the 1800s, I believe, a long way from when the Bible was written. But in the rapture, your clothes fall off, your jewelry drops to the floor, because when you go into deep freeze, getting ready for the Barbie, that's not needed. You change the R to a C, and what you got then? The capture. You people need to wake up. The book of Ezekiel says this: I'm against those that teach you to fly away to save your soul. All you got to do is read it. That's not the rapture. These bodies are a joke. These bodies are not going anywhere. The Bible even tells you, I will make everyone new in the twinkling of an eye. Behold, I make all things new. You'll never feel pain, sorrow, sickness, or hunger again. Well, you cannot do that in this carnal body. To live is to consume. You cannot do this only in a spiritual body. And as little of our mind as we use, a spiritual body might be more than this, because we're so brainwashed to believe that this is all there is. That's why the Gnostics were more into spiritualism than carnality, because only the spirit lives forever. These bodies rot away and turn to dust. Not very important. Not very important at all. But I will tell you one thing about Noah. Before Noah, everybody lived a long time. A lot longer than they live now, because that was the Anunnaki DNA in their system. They had been interbred. It says like 50,000 years ago is when the Anunnaki started breeding with human women. Kind of like the fallen angels saw how beautiful the daughters of men were and bred with them. Exactly. And Enlil did not like this at all, this interbreeding. He thought they were way below us. So he knows that Nibiru, Planet X, is coming back by. And something has to be done to save people, or they're all going to die. So he talks to the authorities in charge, and they let everybody die. But Enki tells the Sumerian Noah to build an ark, which ends up landing on Mount Ararat. Now, this was way before Noah. How did they get the two mountains the same? Because Noah's a rewrite of the first story. But when the people asked the Noah that Enki knows, why are you building this ark? He told them to tell him, because I'm a follower of Enki and I need to go to Africa from Eden, E-D-I-N, Enlil's territory. So that keeps them from wondering what's going on. But that's the story. It's all extraterrestrial. So Enki saved us once again. He had compassion for us. Because if you genetically engineer somebody and create somebody from nothing, wouldn't you have a little bit of sympathy for these beings? Wouldn't you have a little bit of pity for them if all they're doing is just surviving and working for the gods, not worshiping the gods? We were born to work. That's what we were born for, to be slaves. And before I close tonight, I'm going to tell you a few things in the Bible that aren't true. Let's talk suicide. The reason suicide was written into the Bible by the Romans was because of Masada. Herod had a temple on top of Masada. I believe the number was 700 Jews fled up on top of Masada to get away from Roman capture. It took the Romans a very long time, months and months, to build a ramp because it was a little goat trail. They couldn't go up there. It was very easy to stop you from coming. But they built this ramp, and all the soldiers go up there to capture all these people and make them slaves. Well, when they got up there, they had found out that even though these people loved their children, they had killed their own children. And then they had killed themselves because they would rather be back in a spiritual form than to be slaves for a whole lifetime because they knew more. Would you want your little 12-year-old girl to be stuck in a brothel and just be done terrible things to 18 hours a day? Is this life? If you knew this was going to happen, you wouldn't have done the same thing. See, you can't have slaves if people would rather die. So if you write in this book, you're going to go burn in the fires of hell if you can't deal with this world. My. What kind of God would do this? Look at all the things out there in the world that are confusing our mind, our children's minds. It's not totally their fault. There's stuff in the food. There's stuff in the air. Fluoride. Everything is making us not normal. And you're going to sentence somebody to hell for this? Let me ask you one question. If you didn't have any money at all, wouldn't this be hell? I think it would, wouldn't it? So hell is made better by more money. That's why people treat each other terrible. Because as long as they've got it better here, they could care less about the people that don't. Kind of like this could be purgatory. Finding out how you treat these people that don't have it as good as you. What does your book say? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world, lose his own soul? It says this to you over and over in different ways, but y'all just still don't understand it. We live our lives are like the passing of gas. That's how fast they go by. And when you get to the other side and you find out how short this was, which most people who, when they get a certain age, realize how fast their life went by. Don't you old people? It went by like that, didn't it? And now's time to pay the Grim Reaper. Look, because you never could understand what this was all about in the first place. But I just want you people to think the time is so short, the aliens are coming, and we are the resource. They have been growing us. They have had people here watching us for thousands of years like zookeepers. And they're coming now with the mothership to stack us up in the fridge. Even the Bible says a gleaming city in the sky will descend down and touch and become the New Jerusalem. A gleaming city in the sky is a spaceship. Come on, people, you think there's a city up there floating in the sky. That's all they knew how to call it, was a gleaming city in the sky, because he had never seen anything like it in his lifetime. But they're coming, and they're not going to treat us good. Even Stephen Hawking said they're going to treat us just like Columbus's men treated the natives in the New World. And you can bet your bottom dollar it wasn't like friends. Right? We are the resource, people. Prepare yourselves, because your karma is going to matter so much, like I've told you many times. Your karma is everything. Are you ready? Is your karma ready? Because it's going to be instant, just like that.